City Community.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Monday evening, Central New York. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a more fall-like feel over the next several days. This upcoming weekend will be nice, but just not the 80s like we had this past weekend. So let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where we're seeing a lot of sunshine out there right now. I do expect that to look a lot different 24 hours from right now. As of 6:12 this evening, or almost 6:12 this evening, it is 76 degrees with a northwesterly breeze at 5 miles an hour, and it feels fairly comfortable with that dew point of 55 out there right now. I do expect the dew points to come up a little bit during the day tomorrow in advance of that cold front and a southwesterly breeze. We're seeing a southwesterly breeze over most of our area right now, and that means temperatures are into the lower and middle 70s, with the exception of Camden, which is up at 80. Same thing over in the Salt City of Syracuse at the present time. As far as where temperatures are going over the next couple of days, we won't be in the 80s tomorrow. We'll be in the mid 70s with some sun and clouds in the morning, some much needed rain during the afternoon. Could be a few rumbles of thunder in there. That'll last into tomorrow evening before any lingering showers come to an end on Wednesday morning. Wednesday is much cooler with highs between 60 and 65, closer to where they should be for this time of year. And then Thursday, struggling to get out of the middle and upper 50s after starting the day with a chilly start. We'll see a lot of sunshine for the afternoon. Not much going on out there in terms of the tropics. However, this area of energy to the east of the Lesser Antilles is given a high chance of becoming a tropical storm as we go through the next 5 to 7 days. So we'll certainly keep an eye on that for you. Back here on the East Coast, we do have high pressure still in control, as it has been since the weekend and much of last week as well. And then there's that cold front back toward the Chicago area right now. Back behind that, we've got high pressure that'll build in, and that'll be with us for the middle and end of the weekend, but it'll just be a lot cooler. The radar is free and clear of precipitation. I expect it to remain that way overnight tonight on our timecast. Temperatures into the upper and middle 50s out there, and then we'll see some clouds increasing toward and after midnight. And then temperatures tomorrow, again, after starting in the 50s, will make their way into the lower and middle 70s. Still about 10 degrees above average for this time of the year, just not the records like we've had over the last couple of days. And then as we head through the late morning into the early afternoon, the rain starts to build in. Could be quite heavy at times, so make sure you've got the umbrella, the windshield wipers for your afternoon, evening commute, maybe even the raincoat and the rain boots out there. And it could be quite heavy at times, could be a few rumbles of thunder, although I'm not expecting any severe weather. Temperatures tomorrow under a southwesterly breeze around 2 to 8 miles an hour, getting into the middle 70s, maybe the upper 60s and lower 70s, both to the north and south. And temperatures expected to remain above average as we head into next week as well, although we're not talking about the 80s like we've had the last several days. And we're looking at above average temperatures to wrap up the month of October as well. But once we get beyond tomorrow, we'll see the sunshine returning into the area, and that takes us right into the weekend as well. Thomas, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan.
Is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
This is meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some fall-like air for the middle and end of the week, but we do have some changes to get through first, as in some much-needed rain. That'll actually usher in those changes. Let's take a live look first, though, at downtown Utica, where as of the 10 p.m. hour, it is 60 degrees, calm winds, fairly comfortable with the dew point of 54. That just won't allow the temperature to drop back much from where it is right now. So we'll see calm winds and comfortable conditions overnight. That dew point will actually come up a little bit as we head through later tonight into tomorrow morning. Temperatures across the area right now, mainly in the 50s and lower 60s out there. We have 62 in Herkimer and in Johnstown, 60 degrees both in Utica and in Old Forge. And we've got 57 down in Cooperstown and Oneonta. Temperatures over the next couple of days, they're going to be the warmest tomorrow, not only of the next 3, but the next 7 days. 75 tomorrow with some much needed rain coming in. Could be a couple of rumbles of thunder as we head through the afternoon with some morning showers, some of those lingering into Wednesday morning, but Wednesday definitely noticeably cooler and closer to average for this time of year. And then we'll see a chilly morning followed by some sun and clouds as we head through Thursday afternoon. As far as the fall foliage is concerned out there right now, most of us from the valley on toward the south seeing some moderate color. This is a little bit ahead of schedule because of the dry conditions that we've been dealing with. But once you get into the Adirondacks and North Country, we are close to peak, if not at that right now. And same thing goes for much of the Appalachian Mountains in northern and central New England. So definitely get out and check out the color if you haven't had the chance to do so already. As far as the tropical satellite is concerned, we do have this area of energy which does have a high chance of development as we go through the next 5 to 7 days. Back here closer to home, we've had high pressure in control, our fair weather friend in cruise control since the weekend and even before that. But then we've got this cold front that'll make its way toward us during the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow. But right now, because of the high pressure, we are scanning free and clear of precipitation, but that's about to change. Overnight tonight, we'll see an increase in clouds toward and after midnight, temperatures in the middle and upper 50s, and then as we go through Tuesday, I should say, we'll start off in the 60s and then make our way into the lower and middle 70s, and then rain works its way in from west to east by the late morning, early afternoon. Could be a couple of rumbles of thunder in there, but you're definitely going to want the rain gear as well as the rain boots, as well as your windshield wipers for your afternoon or evening commute or getting off the bus as well. Temperatures tomorrow in the upper 60s, lower and middle 70s, expected to remain warmer than average as we go through the next 5 to 7 days. And even beyond that, as we head through the weekend, though, we'll see a lot of sunshine, even in the middle to late week period. Once we get beyond Wednesday, seeing a lot of sunshine as well, just noticeably cooler. Tom's back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. The Colgate.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Monday evening, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a pattern change to more of a fall-like feel as opposed to the established summer pattern that we had over the weekend and even today as well. Let's take a look at the forecast here over the next 3 days. Temperatures tomorrow will still be above average by about 10 degrees or so, around 75, and we'll get some much-needed rain during the afternoon. Could even be a few rumbles of thunder in there as well. Some of those showers could linger into Wednesday morning as well, but Wednesday is definitely a much brighter day and much cooler with highs only in the lower and middle 60s. And then as we head through Thursday, which is, by the way, closer to average for this time of year, Thursday we'll get off to a chilly start, temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s, and then we'll see sun and clouds in the afternoon with highs struggling to get into the middle and the upper 50s. As far as that latest Explore Fall Foliage report, many of us seeing moderate color across the Mohawk Valley points to the south, but in the Adirondacks and North Country, that's where we're starting to see peak color. And so I would definitely recommend getting out there this weekend, if you didn't do so this past weekend, to check some of it out. And in fact, in the greens of Vermont, we're at peak, and in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, we're already past peak, and well into the mountains of Maine, we're at peak as well over the next couple of days and into the weekend. Definitely get the chance to check that out if you haven't done so already. As far as the drought, as I mentioned, we do need that rain. We're in abnormally dry conditions closer toward Lake Ontario and then toward the eastern and the Mohawk Valley. However, it is a moderate drought and things only expected to get worse before they get better. Overnight tonight, we'll keep things pretty quiet with high pressure still in control. Tomorrow, we'll see a southwesterly breeze, so even though it's cooler than the last couple of days, it's more muggy than the last couple of days. It's toward an afternoon time that we'll start to see that rain develop from west to east. And we'll see rain by your afternoon, evening commute. Some of it could be moderate to heavy at times, so make sure you've got the windshield wipers on, the headlights on. Maybe you want that umbrella as well as the raincoat. Temperatures tomorrow, again, cooler in the upper 60s to the lower and middle 70s, still above average for this time of year. And temperatures expected to remain above average in the next week. Definitely not talking about the 80s like we had today and over the weekend, but still remaining above average, so we could see temperatures making their way into the upper 60s and low 70s yet again, with temperatures over the eastern two-thirds of the country expected to remain above average through the middle and end of October. As far as the next couple of days are concerned, we will see one day that's below average, and that's Thursday. After a chilly start, temperatures in the 30s only get to the middle and upper 50s, and then Friday we'll get off to a chilly start, but it's warmer in the afternoon, mostly sunny and even milder as we head through Saturday with just a few clouds, and a few clouds look to hang around for both Sunday and Monday as well. Tom's back to you.
And with that